I don't know how many people will do a video in their nighttime hairstyle, but yeah, this is just one of my sleeping hairstyles, and I was not about to do my hair for this video because I am not interested in that. So I'll be going to rejuvenate soon. So I seen a beautiful wedding, a clip of a beautiful wedding video today, and then I got to hear the bride and groom talk about their wedding and their relationship. And the first thoughts that came to mind were divine alignment because they spoke about how they had to learn each other's love language so that they could communicate with each other properly and make sure that they were having a harmonious and healthy exchange, which is extremely, extremely beautiful. What was so interesting is that her love language was, affirmations, and his love language was acts of service. What was deep about that for me is that I have seen out in, I see a gnat that yeah, I'm not one of those people that be like, oh, thou shalt not. The insects are outside. Huh? I'm one of them insects be outside people. I'm outside as long as it's not on me, but inside, no. Anyways, got distracted by the gnat. But yeah, um, so deep. So I wanted to bring this conversation to you all because out in the the mainstream world, there are a lot of predatory energies that will use just the dynamics of love languages to generate their wannabe cult leaderhood, their desire to have master service agreements and operate like a entity company instead of a husband. And what I mean by that is that this beautiful divine couple that just got married today, his love language was acts of service. And her love language was affirmations, speaking love. And out in the world, there are many men who will utilize love language of affirmations and just all under the manipulation, minutia, hypnosis of disarming, using love as a weapon to get the woman to feel loved when they have no intention to love at all because they're not looking to be a husband, they're not looking to be devoted. They are looking to be a entity with all these master service agreements and master with servants. So I just thought it was, oh, that's my hydrogen water thing. I was like, what is that noise? Put too much water in there and it's bubbling. So it's just deep how you have this beautiful divine man, the couple that got married today, who's like, his love language, told by his wife, is acts of service. But then you got so many, predatory energies out in the world who get as many a woman as they can to do acts of service for them. Like, Okay, like just from the minute to paying bills to starting companies, whatever they need help with building up, you know. And that's why I wanted to make this video because it's divine alignment that that beautiful goddess aligned with her divine counterpart, someone who is truly worthy of those acts of service and knows how to reciprocate in genuine love, appreciation, devotion. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And, but yes, there are people out in the world who know, that I guess they can tune into the fact that many women want to be affirmed and loved in that way with affirmations and nurturing and positivity. And so they utilize that to get the woman in line with their agenda, which is all their needs, being met, and then no intention to provide anything in return besides draining as many people as they can for whatever resources that they have, and just being a predatory energy to the max. Unfortunately, that goes on. So, why would I see this and beautiful, divine alignment couple and, want to make this video? Because there are many women out there like myself, unfortunately, who didn't choose divine alignment. They chose to provide acts of service, love, and nurturing to people who were incapable of providing nothing back besides chaos, deceit, destruction, disease, so many different things. Abusing children. I mean, it's just like a long list, out there. I almost want to call it the underworld, but it's the world that so many people live in. It's not under anything, I guess, like, unless we consider outer space. I don't know. The air under the outer spaceness. But, I mean, so beautiful to see divine alignment. I mean, sincerely, I love it. But, it just makes me reflect on what I've learned and what I've seen out in the, I guess we can call it underworld. You know, people so obsessed with power and wanting to have power, wanting to have control over others, wanting to be in this position above everyone and have all these servants, all these people providing acts of service. Like I said, wanting to operate more like a company, an entity, and truly ruled by an entity than like a husband, a divine partner. Because a divine partner is going to truly be grateful for those acts of service and provide love, devotion, go to therapy, whatever it takes, like the couple, like the beautiful divine couple, that I was just witnessing today. They were talking about that. So, you know, but that's the difference. There's divine alignment And then there's karmic lessons, so that couple is in divine alignment. And, I've experienced some karmic lessons for sure, because the divine alignment is the husband that is willing to match those acts of service, that devotion, with devotion, and reciprocation. The karmic lessons are actually is actually an entity operating as a man who sees himself as a company, so to speak, seeking as many volunteers or employees as possible. Really, volunteers, because employees, they got to see some reciprocation, they got to see some money. So really, they're looking for slaves and volunteers, you know. And it's just deep. You got those that get into divine alignment and those that get into karmic lessons. And we celebrate the divine alignments, and we forgive ourselves for the karmic lessons. As my divine love, one of I think my most favorite divine love mentor reminds me of every day, forgiving ourselves for those karmic alignments. And they karmic because literally it starts off like which you doing the stuff that you do, that's, well, not you, Council, literally, but it started off with, me and other people that I know in those situations, like with the pedophile. Our first day was a yoga class. Exactly. Uh, but the Christian people, they'll be like, well, that's the devil anyways. Y'all was over there doing the devil stuff. But damn! Like, really, though? Like, yoga in its most pure state is about people tuning to the God within, not the demon within. Okay? It's the God within. So, my first date with the pedophile rapist I didn't know was that was yoga and meditation. Not meditation on the devil, but meditation on God within and around. But the stalker, though, the other stalker, I would say that our first date was also, you know, a a simulation of pretend divine attributes as well, because he was like, let's pray together, we should do a cleanse together, just basically saying things that he knew I was into, and things that would trap me in his shenanigans. So people have to be careful out there in those spiritual streets so that they can get into divine alignment versus karmic alignment, because the karmic alignment can look like some one thing, but you got to pay attention to them signs, all them little warning signs, that are telling you no, 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 no. You know, leave them alone. Like, the pedophile told me that the devil used to talk to him when he was a child. I'm sorry, but anybody that says that the devil used to talk to them when they were a child to proceed forward with them in any type of anything, they have to be in intensive exorcism uh, coursework. And that has nothing to do with any intimacy with they need intensive exorcism coursework to exorcise those demons that have been trying to possess them ever since they were a child. Because there's no reason to merge with them and their entities and expect them to behave. And he never, I mean, it's like, I really had high hopes for that one. I really did. I didn't ever think that he would go to being a pedophile and a rapist. I did not. Mm-mm, I did not. I actually never thought about that comment about the entities and demons talking to him until I found out that he was a pedophile and a rapist. I was like, oh my God. So, warning signs, obviously. Divine alignment, karmic alignment. Karmic alignment is about to be ass whooping. It's about to be motherfucker wish they was dead, then experience that shit. It's about to be no fun. It's about to be a no bueno. So, and then the other stalker said that he used to be a demon. Anytime a motherfucker tell you that they used to be a demon, you need to make sure that they're in extensive exorcism coursework before you get involved with them on anything physical. Like, extensive. Because that is an agreement, an eternal agreement. I mean, it's like that's really not something that somebody can just fadangle their way out of. That has become a part of who they are. Like, this is not just, oh, I made one mistake and these were these influences, and I never did that again. I started going to church, and those energies were exercised. I did 10 years of meditation. It ain't that, because if they saying that they used to be a demon, like, before they went to jail, and then they came out, and hold up, they were forced to go to jail for being a demon. And then all they learned in jail was how to con people and how to get out and pretend like they were a demon so they could continue being a demon without getting caught for being a demon. Divine alignment, karmic alignments. Because if somebody says that they used to be a demon, that's going to be a karmic alignment. They didn't used to be nothing. They still are. They telling you right there. Ain't no use to nothing. Because that is a skin. That is an embodiment. That is repetitive actions. That is not one time, oh, learned the lesson and it was an influence. No, that is repetition. That is a skill set. That is something that they've been doing. It has been a job. It's a contract. It's an identity. That is some serious, serious behavior. But what I do with my little Care Bear fuckery ass, I went on and was like, oh, really? You used to be? Okay. And had to hell to pay. A damn demon lurking around. trying to do all kind of wicked stuff like they not seen, trying to destroy things just because they can't have their way, and was trying to destroy things when they was getting their way. This was like it's just no winning with the goddamn demons. They gonna try to fuck up shit when they get in their way. They gonna try to fuck up shit when they ain't get in their way. But they done chose the wrong motherfucker because they are going to lose their motherfucking mind trying to fuck with me because I'm not the one. I'm not gonna change. I'ma still be Divine. I'ma still be me, motherfucker. So that's how I feel about it. I give thanks for bearing witness to just like the opposite, the opposite the opposite of what I chose. I give thanks to bear witness to that, I do. I give thanks to bear witness to the divine masculine, the divine wedding, that I had seen out in the world today. Because unfortunately, me, like some other sisters out in these streets, we chose the demonic masculine. And some of them, they don't not like that, but they like, no, call them the undivine. They sitting up there being evil for fun, but no, it's a demon. It's a demon. It wants to make other people feel bad for its own choices. It's a demon. It wants to take things that don't belong to them. It's a demon. It wants to harm others for no reason and make up all these reasons in its head why it's okay to harm others who didn't do anything except for share love and kindness. It's a demon. So, yeah, that's so beautiful, though. So beautiful about the divine masculines out there in the world coming into alignment with their divine unions. But I just wanted to make this video about the contrast of what I have experienced, unfortunately, like some others, and just offer some support and some context because that shit is deep. Divine alignment versus karmic alignment. The same beautiful energies of wanting to receive love and nurturing and wanting to receive acts of service. I mean, those same beautiful energies that are, natural in most people, unfortunately, in karmic alignments are used as manipulation, as weaponry, and to destroy, to manipulate, and to control. And that's why it's a karmic alignment. So I'm wishing everybody lots of mastery out of their karmic alignments and dude, like becoming a true demon slayer. Like, how the fuck? How's that? How do we do that? But we learn it. We have to because it seems like, once it feels like something is its prey, it's just not going to stop until it's annihilated. So I guess we're here to learn how to be demon slayers since we have invited those energies into the path and revoked them, terminated those contracts. My divine love teacher would say that we were that we're loves that we're love slayers don't go together, but she would say something beautiful like we're probably love warriors, love warriors, love gangsters, love martial artists. I just could see her saying something like that. She's so beautiful and loving. But yeah, so beautiful that there are people out in this world manifesting divine alignment. And for all of us that are manifesting our way out of the karmic alignments, more power to you. We got this. We can slay the demons, or we can manifest them out of our reality, because it's our reality. And we didn't come here to be anybody's slave. No, we didn't come here to be anyone's slave. So, wishing everybody that is in their self mastery journey lots of love and peace, and continue celebrating and forgiving. Yes. Divine Love Teacher says forgive. And I agree, because that is the message that I was getting a couple months ago, and it was helping a lot. But then the thing about when someone is forgiving themselves for something and they keep having a predatory energy coming, lurking around them and stalking them, then it's like they got to forgive themselves continuously all day. So if there's anyone out there that seems they feel like, oh, well, I'm doing this, I'm following the advice, I'm doing what, the therapist says, or whatever, and it's not working, it could definitely, it's working. It's just that, you know, there are some energies, because they're demonic, because they're so demonic, they're relentlessly gonna keep trying. So it's like, it's a war. I mean, it's a battle. Um, that's why I said Demon Slayer. Like we literally learning how to manifest, some recycling of demonic energies, some transcendence of demonic energies, because when they're continuously lurking around and trying to battle, then we don't have a choice but to be in continuous self forgiveness, so that we're not emotionally, energetically, you know, responding to it in any kind of way, or feeling like, we're not healing, or, forgiveness is not working, self forgiveness. Because when people out there saying, a couple people have been making videos out there saying, oh, you got to forgive people for crimes. You got to forgive the sexual abusers. And what I have to say about that is the forgiveness that they're receiving is that they're still alive, and that they have the opportunity to breathe and be a better person that does not inflict harm upon others. But forgiveness is not a pass. Forgiveness is not a get out of jail free card. Forgiveness does not mean that there's no justice. Forgiveness just means, for me, in my coursework, that they have the opportunity to still be alive. They ain't dead. And they get to do better, an opportunity to do better and no longer harm anyone else, and work on themselves spiritually so that they no longer harm anyone else, and recycle their demonic energy. They have to slay their own demons instead of being a demon in other people's lives. That's what I got to say about that. That is the forgiveness, is that they have the opportunity to work on themselves and slay their demons, instead of trying to sick their demons on other people to make them sick. for them to be a real true spiritual warrior, a real true G, instead of a slave. Because they're the only ones that's really enslaved. They're a slave to that entity or those entities that they fell into illusion with, that made them think that they could have power over everything and everyone by being wicked, by doing harm. I'm free. They might look at me and think, oh, well, she's not free because they're in their delusion with those entities. But last time I checked, I ain't submitting to them motherfuckers. So who the one that's a slave? The one that's submitting to the entities. The one that's doing the devil's work. The one that's doing the demonic work. That's the motherfucking slave. So, that's what I gotta say about that. And I didn't even plan to talk about that, but that's something that has been coming out and being regurgitated in the spiritual community, which I've already decided I'm just no longer interested in being, like spiritual. I don't need to add a UAL on the end because I'm already a spirit. That's enough. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that they be saying. I don't feel like we need to forgive people in any context of, like consciously, any context or any consciousness that people are saying that people need to be forgiven. I'm not authorized. I don't authorize myself to tell anybody that they need to go forgive a predator or a criminal in any context within, consciousness or their consciousness. I'm not subscribed to that. But I can tell you what I view forgiveness as. Like, they are forgiven because they breathing. They are forgiven because they're alive. They are forgiven because they have the opportunity to slay their own demons, become a true master, get out of their slavery contract, with those entities, and become a true leader instead of being a bitch to the entities. So, and then they can be happily ever after with some divine alignments that choose to, forgive them for their previous timelines, you know. But that won't be with me though. Just a clarification, because I'm capital G O O D. Those reform niggas, if they choose to reform themselves, will go be finding divine alignments with some other divine beings out here in these streets. Now, yeah. Now, but I will definitely celebrate anyone who has slayed their demons instead of cultivating them and sicking them on other people and trying to harm other people, harming other people, making other people sick. Yeah, that's not cool. All right, so I'm going to end this video and figure out why my internet connection is tripping, because I did pay my bill. I surely did. Anyways, if you have, I just said I'm about to end the video and fix that. Okay, that's the sound of too much Wi-Fi. Too much Wi-Fi. Little angel thinks that they about to go crazy. They can play Minecraft. I'm wishing everyone lots of happiness and lots of love, lots of divine alignments, no karmic alignments, a them red flags is not the time to be the motherfucking Care Bear. And oh, used to be a demon? Okay. Hmm. Well, we just gonna love. They have to show. They have to show. They gotta really show. Like, this is not something that, can be witnessed in a short period of time. This is not something that can be witnessed on social media. This is something that will be witnessed in day-to-day action without any intercourse, without any mixing. Just day-to-day action of seeing. I said mixing with a frown because I like just my energy. I don't like mixing with people really, not unless they're approved. And I just enjoy my space, y'all. But look, they have to really, 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 really show you that's really the past and that they're really not that anymore. But of course, I don't think that it's equally yoked for people that used to be demons to get with people that have never been a demon, you know? But if people choose that, if they're just so benevolent and so care bearers that they want to do that, then they just need to make sure that that person is really in divine action. And that's something that you can witness without being intimate and just being together in day to day life and seeing how they interact in their community, you know. That's a way if you're choosing to be, just so benevolent to merge with somebody that's not like you, you know. I don't know. I didn't ever see the Care Bears hanging out with Garbage Pail Kids or gargoyles, demons. I didn't ever see that. I don't know. I don't know how that got in the coursework. I don't even know how I even did that. Those influences. Those influences. Karmic influences equaling karmic alignments. For sure. Yes. Somebody said that they used to be a demon or they used to hear demons trying to influence them. It's just important to make sure that they are staying on the path of exercising those demons and then, just, being aware, like, not forgetting those things, but being aware and like, okay, is this person showing me that they really left this energy behind, that this is really transmuted? Or is this person showing me that this energy is still there? Because they did show me that that energy was still there, but I was too enveloped in Care Bear Gnosis that I just thought that love could solve it all. And if someone is truly, enveloped by their own commitment to being a demon, having done a lot of demonic actions, then it's gonna take a lot more than love. Like, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of love, like through exorcism, through shamanic healing, through exorcism, through energy healing, through exorcism, through exorcisms, as they continue to heal and exercise all that pain from every aspect of their life from the beginning. All the pain that was given to them, all the pain that they did to others, they're going to have to exercise all that. So If people are truly committed to transcending their inner demons, their inner entities, inner and outer entities, and just, being divine in action, that's really, really beautiful. And I'm not here to say that they can't do that. It's just not easy. It's a lot of work. And if you have somebody that just wanted to take the easy way and say, hey, I want to control a lot of people so that I can get what I want versus the norm. So I'm going to steal so that I can get what I want. When you have somebody that thinks like that, that has just resorted to that consciousness and then they've continued that behavior, that's a bit different than somebody that's just like, okay, I'm going to manifest this without harming anyone because I can manifest it in a pure and happy way. A lot of coursework involved there for those type of energies to turn over a new leaf. And if somebody chooses to give those type of people a chance, they have to pay attention to their actions consistently over a period of 3 years, I think. It's not something that they can pretend and be like, oh, I've changed. I'm not giving anybody from the past a chance. I'm just talking about, like, I seen this a beautiful couple, another beautiful divine alignment. They were actually unable to be together until 3 years later. So technically, you could say that they were courting each other for 3 years. And in yoga, they say it takes 3 years for somebody to master something. So if somebody is on a behavior pattern of correcting themselves in transcendence, it could take them 3 years, to be devoted to divinity within themselves and spreading divinity in the world and not I need to I need to take care of that. Spreading I need to wash in my arms. But them spreading divinity in the world through divine action instead of spreading trauma and pain. So, it could take about 3 years or more for that, you know. Maybe if they've been doing harm to others consistently for over a decade, it might take a decade of true divine action for them to be seen by somebody up over here. But maybe, out there in them streets, you can find a divine care bear that will be accepting somebody that has performed a 3 year cycle of no demonic actions. Because that's not somebody pretending. That is somebody that is really committed to being a divine being. And that's all I'm going to say. If you have enjoyed this communication, if you've enjoyed this conversation, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. One of the problems that we have out in the world is that people don't communicate about these type of things, and there's so much secrecy and like, oh, that's something personal. And then this is what allows, oh, excuse me, this is what allows the bad people to continue to do what they do and hide and lurk in the shadows because nobody is shining the light on them. Nobody's saying, hey, we're gonna stand up in solidarity and protect these children. You can't come over here no more because one of them accused you of some inappropriate behavior. I know, brother. I know, I know, I know. No, no, it's like people have to be strong enough to do that though. It takes strength to take a side. It does. It takes strength to be divine and take a side. The easy route is I'm going to sit down and mind my business and not get involved. But that's not creating a safe space for children. That's not creating a space where someone who's been assaulted can feel safe to recover in and feel like their community has their back. Because when their community doesn't have their back, you have a bunch of people that are whispering behind their back saying, "Oh my God, did you hear about that? I mean, I know that brother's kind of weird. I've been thinking he's kind of weird, but damn, his he would do that to his own child, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's that weird. I don't know. Maybe his baby mama." I'm just glad that I'm so over all week timelines. Because timelines of strength and solidarity have to do with people being strong enough to roll with the divine, to recognize the divine, to see the divine, and be like, yeah, yes, we stand with the divine. um Sorry, brother, but you can't be over here no more. Just don't come in front of my shop. Because if I see you over my shop, in front of my shop, this is trespassing. This is private property. That I don't know if people know that, but if you're a business owner, that's your private property, and you can refuse service. You can refuse for people to be loitering out in front of your space, and you can call the cops. If they choose to be a bona fide stalker. You sure can. Yeah, a lot of people don't know their rights, or they just don't want to get involved. They don't want to be taking sides, and they don't want to be a uh, person that is supporting victims. You know, and that's just the insult to injury. For people that are dealing with trauma. The people that don't believe them or don't want to get involved or don't want to stand up for them or stand in solidarity with them, you know. But I got one G though. I got one G. He was like, "Where that nigga live?" It's my cousin. He's like, "Where that nigga live?" He's a goner. Give me his address. And I was like, it took a lot of restraint. It took a lot of restraint. Because I didn't want my little angel cousin to do anything to go to jail. But it's so healing to my heart that he wanted to kill a nigga for me and my baby. It truly was because crimes, sexual crimes, crimes of violence, it's just, it is an unthinkable amount of pain and trauma. And so for somebody that I love to understand that and come through with a ride or die energy, I wasn't even expecting that. I wasn't. I didn't think that I had it. I didn't think I knew anybody like that. It's my G. Right there. I'm like, okay. I'm going to protect you, though. No. I didn't give him the address. You know. There was many times that I was convinced. Convinced. I know I'm venting. I was convinced that the only way I was going to feel better was if I went over there and just allowed Shaka Zulu or somebody to come out. We don't know She molded that 6'3" man. She just like it was like she just became a bear. We don't know. We don't know. She's like 10 inches shorter than him. We don't understand. She must have been overtaken by something. All the love inside of me. That was it. That would have been all the love inside of me. All the mama bear love inside of me. That was what was like. Come on, let's go. Let's go over there. You know what you gotta do. But like I said in another video, I domesticated mama bear up in the matrix trying to deal with the judicial system. And this experience has just given me a different outlook, on people. There's people out in the Black community that say, oh, such and such has rumors of sexual abuse, and his baby mama lied on him. Now I'm looking at all them niggas like suspects, because that's not something that children lie about. You can get them in a room with a forensic, my nigga. I unsubscribed from this beautiful, brilliant Black man that makes all these cute ass historical raps about all this stuff. He made a video about some Black conscious man that reminded me of the predator rapist that I used to be involved with. Similar profile, like, talking all this stuff, about consciousness, spiritual consciousness, and all this stuff, but just a demon. Because he made a video, I'm subscribing from him because he made a video in support of this guy, saying that his baby mama was lying, that he had committed sexual abuse on the child. They got forensic investigators for that. Forensic psychologists. That's just not something that a child is going to lie about. They take the child. This is just educational purposes because some people don't know, and then they're just so sheepish to think, that somebody could just be thrown in jail, for a lie of a child. That's stupid. Number one, children do not lie about that. They don't. And if somebody were just so evil and ignorant to force a child to lie about that, they would get to the bottom of it, because there are forensic psychologists and interviewers, and they will take the child and investigate the child alone. So obviously, that motherfucker's in jail. Then that's what the fuck he did. Obviously, and some people, and this is what's wrong with the Black community. It's like they don't want to think that their beloved, educator could be a pedophile, that their beloved community brother could be a rapist pedophile. But I didn't think that the person that I went first date yoga and meditation class with, fasted with, all types of prayer with, could be that way either, but he was. So, the denial of the truth is what keeps people in this, constant hypnosis, where they're in a reality with themselves and the predators, and only in those realities, in their mind, is that motherfucker innocent. Because in the real reality, that motherfucker guilty. Because children don't lie about that. And if somebody was so evil and wicked to convince a child to lie about that, that shit will be unwrapped in a forensic interview. Because that's how that shit goes down. So, yeah, I seen that a while back, and I never spoke on it, and I was just like, these motherfuckers ain't. But then I'm glad I didn't speak on it then, because I'll wrap this up. Because, you know, not only I have to pee, but not only did I come to a deeper understanding with myself, which was that, hey, prior to this incident that I experienced, with somebody that was, able to speak so highly and so consciously, and know so much, you know, that you would never think that they were like that they would do that. So it is my own personal experience that has led me to be privy to the understanding, or, that phrase came to me in 2021. I mean, no, 2020, 2010. Yeah, that phrase came in 2010. But, for me to have the understanding that I have now, it's like, I'm like, okay, wow. You know, there can be somebody that just like you just that would be the last thing that you would think of them. But for them to be, raping a child, that would be the last thing that you would think of them. Because they're so, they can express themselves so intelligently. They know all this wisdom, this divine wisdom, and they know how to communicate it effectively. It'd be the last thing that you would think. So I understand and can empathize with all those people, including that brilliant young man, who makes all those wonderful videos, that I can sympathize and empathize with them, that they just can't fathom that person being capable of those actions, because I wouldn't have either, had I not been in the situation that I unfortunately experienced in that timeline. Would have never expected that person to do anything like that. Never. Never. I'm still shocked. 3 years later, I'm still like, still healing and still shocked. So I can understand why people have a hard time believing. But what I recommend is for people to use their full cognitive functions to understand that a forensic interview, a forensic psychologist is not going to lie. That's not a conspiracy against this person. Fortunately, they just fell victim to the entities with, entity influences, demonic influences, all around the same time. Seems like a lot of these men, unfortunately became predators upon children. And the only reason I learned about it was because of my situation. And then I started meeting other women, who had a similar experience or same experience around the same time. Sometimes it wasn't a father, it was, a boyfriend or somebody else, but it was like it all happened around the same time. And these are people, that they wouldn't have expected to be that way. So, you know, people need to be cognizant, use their full capacities, their full mental faculties to understand that children don't lie. And if they are lying, it'll be found out, you know. But then also, just to fully understand that by not taking a side, you are supporting the predator. You're creating a safe space for him to continue do whatever he's doing. And that's all I'm gonna say, as I done went on a tangent. This video was supposed to be about divine alignments and versus karmic alignments, and yeah, it all went there. And yeah, so I would appreciate if you like and comment on this video, it does help the algorithm, and that will support my channel and help my message get out to more people. Share it with your friends, with your loved ones, and let's continue to create a world where people are exposed for their demonic actions, not to, well, for justice, for transcendence. They need to change their behavior, and you know, for people to stop living in lies, and stop living in, you know, just thinking that things are not true when they are true. It's important. So, the more we allow the truth to be spoken and accept it as truth, accept the truth, knowing that it's the truth, not lying to self, then we're creating more communities that are safe for people around the world, because this doesn't just happen to girls, unfortunately. So we're creating more safe communities for people around the world by teaching people to exercise their demons instead of allowing those demons to act through them to harm others. I just thought of something. I had did a relationship reading. Well, I was no longer in a relationship, but we did some chart readings back in the day. It's like my daughter, my third daughter, was like a infant, and no. I didn't have a third daughter yet. I only had two daughters. We did some chart readings, and yo, the chart reader, the divine Ifa chart reader, was like, The that man that you got with, he didn't need a woman. He needed an exorcist. She said he's a motherfucking bus for spirits. A bus for demonic spirits. He's a bus. She looked at his chart, tuned into his energy, and said he did not need a wife. He needed an exorcist. So that will make you think twice if you just a bona fide Care Bear thinking that love is the cure for a demon. It's an exorcism. Repeatedly. Until all of that has been with them since its conception has been exercised. And it has nothing to do with physical interaction, sex. It has to do with exorcism healing. And that's what they got to do. Anyways, peace.